Hello and welcome to our Instagram Live event. My name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. The topic of our today's event on Instagram Live is decentralization engines. We're going to look at blockchains as decentralization engines and post-blockchains decentralization engines. But before starting of the topic of today, I like to mention that I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. We're building a decentralized communication and advertising platform. When people are talking about decentralization, most of the times people understand it relates to blockchain technology. Personally, I think blockchain technology is not suitable to be the driver of decentralization. So we are going to talk about this in this specific topic, but currently we're looking beyond blockchain technology to achieve decentralization and to build actually next generation of internet, Web 3 or Web 5. So what we have in our project is a decentralization engine. It allows direct communication from user to user without using a server. So that's very different compared with blockchain technology. And so what we have is we still have a blockchain instance, but in our project it plays just a support role. In most of the other crypto projects, they center around the blockchain or around the token. So I can compare, I can specify most of the other crypto and blockchain related projects into the four categories. There is one category of decentralized finance projects. There's the category of NFTs. There's the category of new types of blockchains, and then there's the category of meme coins. So what we have in our project is like decentralization engine, which uses a blockchain as a support element in the project. Success of a project depends on marketing, and we have been posting on multiple social networks. It includes Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, and TikTok. We are building a community, and especially we like to invite you to our Telegram community. We're organizing events like this on actually on Twitter Space and Instagram Live. We started doing these educational events about 2 months ago, and the very first event was on the topic of what is blockchain. Like some of the topics of the following events were like what is a smart contract, applying astrology into crypto trading, central bank digital currency and the upcoming confrontation with ordinary cryptocurrencies, decentralized finance destined to implode, and Web 3 or Web 5, different visions or implementations. So these are the different topics of events which happened, and actually we have recordings of these events, and like the invitation which we are sending in social network postings. They include like the topic of the upcoming event, and like on the bottom of the invitation there are links to all of the recordings of all of the topics that I mentioned that we did organize. Um, in addition to these educational events, which are like happening in Saturday on Twitter Space and on Sunday on Instagram Live, in addition to these events, we're organizing also Ask Me Anything events, and we are also organizing Demo Days events. Usually they happen on Thursdays. One week we have Ask Me Anything event, and then the next week we have a Demo Day event, and then we're repeating Ask Me Anything event and followed by Demo Day event. So these events, like organized on Thursday, they happen on multiple channels. We send the invitation for people to come on our Telegram channel, which is called Decentralized Web3. And then we're posting a link to Google Meet event where people can have video and audio presence of the event. And this is especially important for the demo day, where we can share the screen and do a live demonstration of our software engine that we're building. In addition to Google Meet, we have the event recorded also on Twitter Space, and it's audio-only channel where people can listen to the presentation in Ask Me Anything or the demo day. But so once again, I can invite you to our social channels. We're building a large community, and come to our Telegram and all of the other channels, which include Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Discord, and Reddit. But enough talking about our project. Let's go forward with the topic of today. And the topic of today is decentralization engines, blockchains as decentralization engines, and post-blockchain implementations. We can look at decentralization. We can look at blockchains as some type of decentralization engine. And so looking at the history of blockchains, they started probably 12 or 14 years ago with Bitcoin project, and with this project, the idea of the project was like to have like a large network of nodes, which is the blockchain itself, and people would be submitting transactions to this blockchain network. The way of use of this network was like almost like the very first blockchain, the Bitcoin itself, plus all the following blockchains like Ethereum, Litecoin, like Bitcoin Cash, and Monero, and etc. like all the other blockchains, they basically have a network of nodes, and they have a programming interface for the specific blockchain. The way of use is like uh, programmers would use the programming interface to build decentralized applications, or it's abbreviated as DApp. People would build dApps, and these dApps would call node of the blockchain, and then they would post a transaction, or in some cases they would deploy a smart contract, and then they would call the functions of this smart contract. The amount of the transaction submitted as a data amount is relatively low, and like the decentralized app, it is submitting the transaction to one specific node of the blockchain network of nodes. So like there are lots of disadvantages of blockchain technology, and I did mention in the previous talks, and specifically in the very first talk, which was on the topic of what is a blockchain. But let's repeat some of the disadvantages of the blockchain technology. Essentially, by idea, the blockchains, they continuously generate blocks, and these blocks, each block contains certain amount of data. So periodically, the blockchain is adding like certain amount of data, regardless of whether there are transactions or not. So even though there are no transactions, but the blockchain still grows in size periodically. And in the case of Bitcoin, for example, we have a blockchain with the size of maybe 400 to 500 gigabytes. In the case of Ethereum, we have a blockchain in the size of maybe terabytes, and in the case of other types of blockchains, we have blockchains in the size of maybe gigabytes. The second type of disadvantage is like the requirement of consensus. Blockchains, they start with explicit distrust. Like one node doesn't trust the other node, and like some nodes which are submitting transactions, they have to have agreement with like a certain amount of certain like amount of other blockchain nodes, so that the block can be posted on the blockchain. So with this requirement, it slows down the number of transactions which can be posted on the blockchain network of nodes. And so in the case of like Bitcoin, we have like block creation time of 10 minutes, and like transaction amount, quantity of transaction, like several transactions per second. So that's the maximum quantity of transactions which can be submitted. With Ethereum, we have maybe like few transactions a second as well, and some other blockchains like they run the same Ethereum software, but they did decrease the block transaction time. For example, the block creation time of Ethereum is 10 to 15 seconds, and like Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, and a few other Ethereum virtual machine compatible blockchain, they decrease the blockchain block creation time to maybe 2 seconds, 1 or 2 seconds, which did increase the number of transactions submitted to maybe tens or maybe 20, 30 transactions a second. So like there are other blockchains like Solana and Aptos, which claim larger number of transactions, but as I mentioned in our presentations, it sounds like a science fiction show which tells about faster than light engines. And so like it is science fiction because a single HTTP request, it takes maybe several milliseconds. Usually it takes about 10 to 30 milliseconds or more. And so like in order to submit a transaction, a person have to use HTTP request to a node which is located in certain distance, and so it takes time to submit a transaction. So like network, like blockchain network like Solana or Aptos, which claim large number of transactions. These transactions probably are already submitted, and they talk just about handling of these already submitted transactions. But in order to submit a transaction, people need this time which limits the number of transactions submitted. And so like these are some of the disadvantages which I mentioned regarding the blockchain technology. And so like I like to mention that during my presentation, and people who came to this session, you're welcome to type your question and you're welcome to type your comment as well. So I'm reading a comment that we're telling your followers that you start your live video presentation. And other comment, hang on, we're telling more followers about your video. Thank you for this. We're welcoming lots of people to come and view this event. As I said, you're welcome to come to this event, type your comment or type a question which relates to the topic of the event. For those of you who came later, my name is Paul Arsov. I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web Project, and the topic of today is decentralization engines, blockchains, and other decentralization implementations, um, like post blockchain implementations. But I started talking about blockchains, and I did describe the way of use blockchains as a decentralization implementation. Um, and I listed several of the disadvantages of blockchain technology. In summary, the way of using of blockchains as like decentralization engine is by decentralized app, which is calling the one of the nodes of the blockchain network of nodes, and it submits a transaction which is usually um, a limited amount of data. Let's look at a second type of decentralization engine, and let's look of our decentralized web project. As I mentioned, we're building a software engine which allows decentralized communication, and decentralized communication. The essence of this is direct communication from user to user without going through a server. Basically, we have this like decentralization engine which allows direct sending and receiving of data from user to user, and the current like application, first application for this is to provide a video and audio communication from user to user. So it allows, it is based on internet network communication, and it allows large amount and unlimited amount of data communication from user to user. As I mentioned, the first application is video and audio communication from user to user, but we have also the application of a personal website. Every user, they can have a personal website in our decentralized web project. I did describe one type of participant in our decentralized web project. It is the user, which is downloading and installing the software on their laptop or mobile device. We have support on 4 platforms, and it includes Windows, macOS, Linux, installed on desktop and laptop platforms, and we have also support for Android, which is like mobile phones or tablets. So this is the first type of participant, and it's called user. In addition to this, we have the second type of participant, which is called network node or bridge. Every user, they can install a network node or bridge on their home internet connection using their Android phone or tablet device, or using a Raspberry Pi device. So that's basically the way of use of our project, and we aim to build a large number of users, and a large network of nodes based on home internet connection. So as a decentralization engine, this is the second type of engine. We're looking at this presentation. I like to mention a third type of engine. I like to mention the Definity project, and what they have is like a blockchain which allows deploying full-fledged programs which are written in web assembly, and like this this type of blockchain it is deployed mostly on cloud providers, and so like it operates on probably limited number of cloud providers. As we know, there is the Amazon web service which provides web cloud access. We have Google Cloud, we have Microsoft Azure, and we have Alibaba, which is also a big cloud provider. We have Yandex and few other cloud providers. So this type of project, they have a blockchain, and they have the initiative of so-called internet computer. As I said, people are using the programming interface of this Definity blockchain, and they can write a program in WebAssembly, and they can deploy this program, which then is running in like they call this decentralized type of DApp canister. They can deploy this in a canister, which then runs on on a cloud provider. So as I mentioned, like this like the idea of this blockchain network of nodes, and this project is to have computing devices, but this computing devices and this type of decentralization engine is actually based on limited number of cloud providers, and it provides limited number of nodes. I can mention one additional type of decentralization engine. I like to mention the Helium project, and what they have been doing is they basically built a hardware device which allows a wireless network connection, and people are buying these devices, and then they become part of like a wireless network with all the other hardware devices which are deployed. Like as I mentioned in our previous presentation, like most of the people they have most of the people in the world they live in cities, and in the cities they usually have like internet coverage, internet connection provided by the cable or phone DSL providers. In addition to this, they have cellular internet connection provided by the mobile phone providers. So the network, the wireless network of nodes built by the Helium network it can be looked as a decentralization engine, uh, but most of these devices which are deployed, they already are placed in locations which already have internet coverage. So uh, the advantage of this wireless network is the additional coverage, but I I guess only like relatively small number of nodes. They're providing wireless connection and extending the wireless network coverage outside of the internet coverage provided by cellular phone providers or mobile um, or like cable or like DSL phone providers. Um, I guess like there's only a small number of like devices which are existing outside of the coverage already provided by cellular providers or uh, like cable or phone providers. Um, so like the currently the Helium network it built they around like about several hundreds of thousands of nodes, and so the way the network is used is actually people who have the devices uh, they basically uh, send or receive packets, and for this they are actually paid for this uh, by the amount of the packets they were sending or receiving. And as I already mentioned, there's like the advantage of this network is coverage outside of the standard internet coverage, and my personal guess is like the project would be having diminished returns because of the with the increase of the number of people, there are more and more people sending packets, and all the earnings they're split by a growing number of people. And so the the big advantage of doing coverage outside of the standard internet coverage has to be actually used by the partners of this Helium network, which are some of the 5G providers. So according to Helium, they did partner with lots of wireless providers, but like this additional network, as I said, has to be used so that people are going to send receive packages and generate revenue for the Helium project, and then get some payoff. Um, so I believe the returns of this type of decentralization engine as a monetizing model are going to be diminishing. Um, Going back, I did mention the way of monetizing of the fourth type of decentralization engine, but let's look at the previous types of decentralization engines. So if we're looking at Definity project, like the blockchain of Definity project, it generates their own coin, and people are using this coin for transactions and running programs in this decentralization engine. And like it depends on people like buying this coin from the blockchain, and then like they can deploy and run programs, and other people have to use their programs. Basically, that's the way of monetizing of Definity project. Going back to our project, decentralization web project, the monetizing model is through advertising, digital advertising. Basically, the digital advertising done by Google and Facebook, it places digital ads on the devices of the people, and like most of the times people are ignoring these ads because they want to get the content. For example, they want to get access to the social networks in the case of Facebook, or get the results of the web search they're doing through Google. And compared with traditional digital advertising, we have a screen which people have to click on. They have to click on specific button to advance from ad to ad. And it is very permissive, and for doing this and viewing page after page of advertising, people get rewards. They reward it in tokens, and there are additional incentives for the users of our project. There's an incentive for becoming a user. There's some incentives in tokens for referring other people to become users, and there are also token rewards for running network node or bridge on their home network internet coverage. So this is the way of monetizing of our decentralization engine in our project, and basically if we're building a large platform with lots of users, it is going to become significant platform, and then advertisers are going to come and place ads on our platform. But let's look at the very first decentralization engine. Let's look at the blockchains. As a decentralization engine, as I mentioned, people are using decentralized application or a DApp. They post a transaction through the programming interface of a specific blockchain, and this transaction is then posted on one node and then propagate it to all the other nodes on the blockchain. Um, like to do this, people have to usually pay um, gas fee in order to submit a transaction, and they have to buy the coin which is generated by the specific blockchain. Um, so basically, the way of monetizing of blockchains is like people can do mining of the specific blockchain, or they can do staking for the specific blockchain, and they get some rewards for doing this. Um, like people who want to submit transactions, they have to buy the specific coin of the blockchain, and then they have to pay a gas fee of a specific blockchain, and so that they can post the transaction. Um, the smart contract capable blockchains, they basically allow creating like fungible or non-fungible tokens, and in order to deploy a smart contract, they have to pay a gas fee in the coin of the underlying blockchain, but then they have maybe one token in the case of non-fungible token, or they have also fungible token which other people can buy and sell this token. So that's the way of like creating value and monetizing on the blockchain uh, blockchain technology looked as decentralization engine. And like I'm going to wrap up my presentation in few minutes. So for those of you who came a little later to this presentation, my name is Paul Arsov. I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project, and the topic of today is decentralization engines, blockchains as decentralization engines, and post-blockchain implementations. Um, as a summary, I can tell you that we looked at blockchains as a type of decentralization engine. Um, we looked at a way of submitting transactions and like the way of using this type of decentralization engine. Um, we also looked at monetizing like the exchange of value of this network, this decentralization engine. Um, the second type of decentralization engine, we looked at our project, the Decentralized Web project. Um, we looked at the way of use and applications of this project, and we looked at the way of monetizing of this project. The third type of decentralization engine, we looked at Definity project and their blockchain and way of submitting transactions and monetizing of this decentralization engine. The fourth type of decentralization engine, the Helium project and their device. We looked at like how is the decentralization engine used and the way of monetization. Um, like we're towards the end of our presentation, and like I'm going to tell a few words about additional words about our project. As I mentioned, I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project, and we're building a decentralized communication and advertising platform. Um, as you did witness in this presentation, our what we are building is very different than like blockchain uh, blockchain type of projects, and blockchain type of decentralization. We believe we're building a true decentralization engine and true implementation of next generation of internet, so-called Web3 or Web5. Success of a project depends on marketing. We have been posting on multiple social networks. You're welcome to come and join our uh, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Reddit, and Discord channels. Uh, we're building a large communities, and especially we're building a large community on Telegram. Come and join our Telegram group. It is called Decentralized Web3. You can look at you can do a search on Telegram and then find this group. And we're organizing regular events on the topic of Ask Me Anything and demo days. Usually these events are every Thursday. One Thursday there is Ask Me Anything event, and following Thursday there is demo day event, and then switching back to Ask Me Anything and then demo day. In addition to these events on Thursdays, we have the educational events happening on Twitter Space on Saturdays and Instagram Live on Sundays. Come and join these events. We have recordings of these events which are posted to invitations for the next events. And talking about next upcoming educational events, so we are close to the end of the year, end of 2022, and on the next week event, which happens on Saturday and Sunday, it is going to be on the topic of our decentralized web project. What did we achieve in 2022? Come and join to see details of what we did during the year and what did we achieve so far in our project. I'm going to be wrapping up this event. Thank you for coming to this Instagram live event. There's going to be a recording to this event. Once again, my name is Paul Arsov. I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. The topic of today was decentralization engines, blockchains, and post-blockchain decentralization engines. Thank you for coming. Come to our next event. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening, and goodbye.